Doc Favors here. Welcome back to another Bellator Life Update slash Q&A session. As always, thank you all for being here on the channel. I love to bring this information to you all because I'm full-time Bellator Metaterra, and I think some of you all are as well. So with that being said, we have some questions here. Let me see if I can pull some of this up here. Wait a minute, let me get this information ready. Because as always, told you guys, when you ask questions, and you put them in the chat, or sometimes you all may DM me. We got several questions that I'm going to answer for you guys. But today, excuse me, right now, the main question is you will be surprised. It's not necessarily about the Guardian nodes. We've got Project X nodes. Some of the main questions are not necessarily about, what's the alpha pass or whatnot. You'd be surprised, you all. And but really the main question that I'm getting, and let me just go to my YouTube channel here. Once again, if you haven't hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, please do so. About 48% of you all are watching the videos, but you don't subscribe to the channel and you don't like it or comment. So that slows the algorithms down. So if you all would do me a favor and hit the like button, let's get this thing up to 1,000 views. I'd appreciate that. All right. So let me see here. Let me go to the one of the first questions that we have here. And this is the important question here. Can you explain Alpha? Can you? Okay, here it is. What is Metaterra? What? No, I can't even say that, you all, because I hear you. Sometimes we say it and we think that, you've been here and you're supposed to automatically know exactly what it is we're talking about. And that's just not the case. And don't get me wrong, whoever showed you this video, they understand it, but they want you to have a more in-depth understanding. And that's why I'm literally going to take my time with this one. And the majority of the call may be about what is Metaterra, because the other questions are easy peasy once we cover this one. But I want to go into an in-depth foundational piece. And so the first thing I'm going to do is what I probably need to do is take you here to our website. Well, not my website. That is my website, but I want to take you to Metaterra's website. All right. And of course, it's a wealth of information on here, but sometimes we need things breaking down or broken down. And for you leaders, sometimes we got to start thinking about it. Like, we got people coming in here who are senior citizens, who are older, and they have not been engaged in this crypto space like those who are younger. Okay. So I want to take time to break this thing down. So watch this. Metaterra Holdings right here says building the future of digital finance. That's first right there. Metaterra Holding bridges traditional finance, that's your regular money fiat, with blockchain innovation. Y'all know what the blockchain is. That's what Bitcoin was written on. Creating secure, scalable solutions for institutional and enterprise clients. Institutional enterprise clients. Now, what scalable solutions? So basically, what does that mean? So you scroll down a little bit and it says, why choose Metaterra? Well, leading the transformation of financial services through technology, innovation, and strategic partnerships. And then it talks about enterprise security, scalable infrastructure, global reach, strategic innovation. But I get it. Some of you all, this language is new to you, so you don't really know what it is. Okay? I understand that. So let's look at this. When we talk about strategic parent of the miracle ecosystem, now we're starting to get into, okay, it may make a little sense. So Metaterra Holdings unifies products, capital, and compliance to build a transparent, compliant, and scalable wealth network that bridges Web3 and traditional finance. So we know it's a company that has some type of financial service. And I'm taking a long way to get to it. I could just say Metaterra is dot, dot, dot. But I'm trying to give it to you so you can understand it, all right? Now, once again, here is a message from the CEO, a quick message that I'd like to play for you. Let's listen at this.
Hi there. Today I'm happy to announce the establishment of Metaterra. We have finally consolidated all our projects, all our businesses under the Metaterra umbrella. We have signed a concrete agreement with Wall Street Capital Partners. Together, we are bringing this to the second level. Our vision has finally been executed. We are ready.
Okay. So what is it that we are ready for? Okay. Aligning products, capital, and compliance under one unified strategy. So the unified ecosystem that many people don't know is right here. And I got another video I'm gonna show y'all. Talks about Metaterra Holding brings together Miracle Chain, Miracle Pay. So now we got our own blockchain, own Miracle Pay. Now these are products and services. These are apps, SaaS, software that got different things. So when you have a company, you all think about it like this: you have a parent company, a holding company, and then up under that umbrella there are subsidiaries. Okay, and the parent company is the one that's listed, and all these things are in its portfolio. All right, stay with me, guys. So now you have Metaterra, which is the tokenization under one strategic vision in governments. Okay, so they provide governance, infrastructure, partnerships that lead or that let real businesses plug in and transact with familiar checkout, excuse me, instant crypto to fiat settlement and audit ready operations. So now we're getting a vision of what Metaterra is. Metaterra is the holding company that houses the subsidiaries that allows businesses to do transactions from crypto to fiat instant, gateway, payment rails, payment systems. So when you go up here, you just hit under About Us. This is everything that is, okay? Oh, excuse me, guys. I wasn't coughing until I started talking. All right. So now with that being said, there was a meeting that took place, and this is all open forum on YouTube and Metaterra. But there's a meeting here where you have Mr. Hakan Torhan sitting at the head of the table. You have Douglas Anderson, you have Michael Thayer, you have Stephen L. Smith and Mr. Norris, and they are in Cyprus. And he's going to actually break this down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a little bit of this, and I'm going to come in and get some more commentary, and then we're going to go on to the next question. But I want this to be nice and simple because the shorter I keep it, the more you can eat it and watch it over and over and over again until you understand it. Excuse me. Then I'm going to give me a cough drop. All right, so I'm going to play this for a minute, and then I'll be back shortly.
I would like to quickly go through the status of Metaterra and what's happening with its listing in a very, a simple way. And I'd like to do that on the board.
Okay.
So where we are with Metaterra. So if you put our holding company here, okay, we've already got Miracle Pay, and this whole setup is owned 100% by Metaterra. And currently there's deals that we've announced, and we've already signed deals that we're preparing ourselves to announce. But for 2026, we have a KPI that we will have a minimum of 150K merchants. Okay? This itself puts Metaterra into a unicorn. And you can do the numbers.
Now, excuse me, but I gotta say this. This was recorded maybe 6 months ago, 7 months. Let me look. Yep, 6 months ago. Okay. And we've already secured some excuse me, guys. We've already secured some of these. Okay. Inked them and have actually moved past that already. So now you're getting a foundation, but this is the meeting where they were broadcasting, they were projecting. Well, we've already inked the deals now. And we're close to, I think I just heard we had another meeting. We're close to the switch being cut on around just in a few weeks on some of them. That's amazing. So y'all gonna be rewarded for your patience to watch. Okay, okay. Let's let Mr. Hakantoran finish teaching.
Huge. Right? And as you know, we have a signed Ingenico contract. We have a signed
Exclusive.
No, some
this itself. There's deals that we've
okay.
announce, and we've already signed deals that we're preparing ourselves to announce. But for 2026, we have a KPI that we will have a minimum of 150K merchants. Okay, this itself puts Metaterra into a unicorn, and you can do the numbers.
Huge.
You know, right? And as you know, we have a signed Ingenico contract. We have a signed
Exclusive.
Pax contract. Yes, and we have Shopify, and we've got NCR.
This
and
represents
Verifone.
the majority of POS transactions on the planet.
So Miracle Pay is a payment gateway, and you know, today we're by far ahead than any company out there. We're actually awarded, and I can't give the name of the.
So what I want you to notice is how he placed on the whiteboard. If you blow it up or slow it down or push pause, you'll see that Metaterra. I used to draw it as an umbrella, but notice he put Metaterra across the top. Then he drew a line. The first line he drew was the first thing that's bringing in, or the most important, I believe anyway, is the Miracle Pay. Those are the transaction rails. Those are the deals with the POS devices, point of sales. That allows business and companies to have people who can tap their phone or pay with a crypto debit card, I mean a crypto card, excuse me. And that is that. He said that that's owned. That company, Miracle Pay, or that software, that product is 100% owned by Metaterra. That's the holding company. Okay. Now, I want y'all to see how this unfolds. Okay. I'm gonna try my best not to talk too much, but I want you all to see this.
Award, but very soon there will be announcement of an award of Miracle Pay being the best crypto payment gateway of Europe. So that's coming, and you know, that really put me into tears when I saw it, and that will be announced very soon. But you know, we didn't stop with Miracle Pay being a payment gateway. So we have a second leg, which is our score company. And our score company is building a score, which is not only a project now, it's a project that the product is nearly finished, and we go live end of April 2026. And there we've got Paul Randall, one of a top data analytic guy, a top CEO of working with credit bureaus for years. This score is not only coming to enhance Miracle Pay, but it's coming to generate revenue from providing scoring, web-free scoring, bringing the unbanked into the banked for financial institutions globally.
These scores are extremely valuable commodities.
And Russell, we were discussing, and you was talking about, you know, it's not only an EBITDA of a company, data actually makes a big difference in the multiplier of valuation.
Well, my understanding, having spent quite a bit of time in the fintech area over the last 4 or 5
You can notice how serious that question was. He said data increases or affects the valuation of a company. And so we have something. And when we were in Scottsdale, Arizona, we had a great time out there. And Score ID is here, ladies and gentlemen. Okay.
5 years is that data gets the highest multiple of any of these businesses. I had a conversation. I met Elon Musk once, and when I spoke to Elon Musk, I spoke about Tesla. He says, we're as much in the car business as we are on the data business. The data we collect in the cars is some of the most valuable part of the valuation of the company. So this, I think, is arguably one of the most important parts of the Metaterra universe.
Right. So Metaterra owns 90% of this company, and 10% is allocated for the C-level management team with certain KPIs, and really pushed to the exit incentive. And Our third leg is our Web3 world, and our Web3 world is our chain, is our wallet, is our DEX, is our collateralized lending borrowing, is lottery. All this that we're building, that's coming in, Metaterra owns 100%.
So hopefully you all are getting a glimpse of what I'm saying and what I'm showing you. How we have our wallets, we have our DEX, we have the game in Arena, and all of that is ran through the Web3 portion. That is through that leg, okay? So it's very important that you understand that. This is why when we doing our presentations, we have to kind of break down what's going on because it's so vast. It's as you heard Mr. North say, this is the Metaterra universe. It's almost like Marvel, right? But it's our ecosystem. That's what we call it. And this is the foundation. This is him showing, like when many of you all are asking me, well, what is it? When y'all see the meta, well, what it really is Metaterra. This is him saying the same thing to the leaders sitting around this table in that room. He's answering the question. He's taking the long way, as I'm doing now, but I'm giving you a glimpse. This video clip is like 43 minutes. I'm only going to play about 12 minutes of it. But I want you to just see this in its entirety, and then we're going to go on to the next two questions.
There's a big data play there as well.
Yes. Yeah, and all these new functions that we're adding onto this chain that we have is just going to create more and more transactions. And in today's world, you know, it's the number of transactions that really give the value to the chain. In this chain, we're really focusing on our launchpad, and I pull this as a fourth leg as RWA. You know, this is something that we really think we know is the future, because the future of finance is going to be tokenization. It's going to be asset-backed, real-world asset-backed tokenization. So having the fact of building this world and having a launchpad there with the experience and knowledge we have to date, and this is 100% again owned by Metaterra. We're looking, that's where the airport project comes in. That's where, with all these muscles that we've built, we're talking about real world assets such as oil-backed token projects that is going to happen, but we have everything ready today. We have the people that can bring us there, and that's something that will be obviously released in more detail in another call. Today, the reason I put this up there is for me, happily and being a privilege to.
So before I let him go on, I want you to see this now, because you all who are here today, remember this was 6 months ago, and we were talking about the Bucharest, the airport in the city, right? Which is still on the table, still working out. The surveyor, they gave a report. Surveyors are out there making sure the land, everything. That's a major project. Takes 2 to 3 years, 4 years. But we already have two major deals, one of which he just spoke about. We have a Nigerian oil deal. And then we also have a Legato real estate and hospitality deal that's all up under the RWA. And so now when you've heard us talk about those Project X nodes and then the Project X reloaded nodes, those nodes are connected to the RWA. When you hear us talking about the Miracle CPU nodes, those nodes are connected to Miracle Pay and the rails by which people making transactions. Thousands, hundreds, many transactions a day across the world, you all, because we're not only in Europe, we're in the United States, we're in South America, and we're just getting started. So when you talk about what is Metaterra, Metaterra is once again this. Okay, there's one more that he's gonna show. I'm gonna let it. I'll let it get there, and then let me see. 32. Okay, just let me let it play right here, and I'm gonna finish breaking this down. But y'all see how excited I get. And you should be excited too. Matter of fact, the person who showed you this is excited. That's why they showed it to you. So you can understand what Metaterra is. Okay? Let's keep going.
Announced that Metaterra will have a fifth leg, and it's a partnership of a company called Wall Street Capital Capital Partners. You want to complete the name?
Asset strategies.
Asset Strategies. So Metaterra, Wall Street Capital Partners, and Cedar are starting a partnership, and that's why Steve Norris and Russell has been here. I think first of all to understand, it's one thing different of being on an advisory board with somebody, and it's completely different to be partners with somebody. Is there anything that we can all bring to the table and connect and create something bigger? And that's where that's what we've decided. And as I said, it's a privilege to announce this. So this is Metaterra, and that's what's going to the OTC market. We did talk about, we're in the last 30, 45 days. I know everything is going fantastic there. You can touch bases in a couple of sentences.
We made it. We're on there.
But that's what we're bringing to the market. And where are we, and what do you think that brings to the market?
So I think this kind of all grew out of the extraordinary opportunity to tokenize the only privately held and one of the largest capital airports in Europe. The last airport that was built in Romania was by the Germans in World War II. So this is we're going from a 14 million capacity airport to a 40 million capacity airport. We're going from zero cargo to 1 million tons.
Now, once again, you all, they're talking about what Metaterra is. And he's breaking that down. And here you have, of course, Mr. Hakan still at the board, and I'm talking about something, but I need to bring this, and I'm going to fast forward just a little bit because they start talking in lengthy. But here's the last thing I want you all to catch right here.
You get more.
Yeah.
And now that the credibility
Fair.
is increasing,
Yeah.
of course, we need to go
Yeah.
to the next stage.
Yeah.
So the 10th is the official date where that particular offering ends as far as the Miracle Pay node, that compensation plan on the Miracle Pay node, but maybe it gets replaced with something that's also exciting.
Maybe. So just to add on, so underneath Metaterra, Metaterra also owns 65% of Bellator, so that will be going into Bellator as well. So I'll come and sit, and I want finally to go into a bit about what this company is going to be doing.
Sure.
So finally, as I said.
So now, ladies and gentlemen, you can see all of the things that come up under Metaterra as the holding company. So when people ask, what is Metaterra? Metaterra is the holding company that's partnered with entities like Wall Street Capital Partners, Bellator, which is the marketing arm, and then you have Miracle Pay, you have the RWAs, you have the Score ID, and then you have the Web3. All of that, you all, is what was brought to the market. And that's why the valuations are as such. That's what they were talking about, okay? So now when we go back to the website with that video clip, and I want you all to stop and rewind that and go back and watch this video over and over until you get it. But when you go back to the website, and then when you hear us in the presentation say, here's Hakan Turan, here's the leaders, here's the advisory board, Mr. Douglas Anderson, Mr. Stephen Norris, Mr. There's one missing. Okay, some of them were there, but when you see what's talking about, John Bayer, and you see Stephen Moore, Stephen Norris, and you see these Veronica Prophet and Mr. Coach, you see these individuals. This is what we were discussing and talking about, you all. And so we're talking about us, who we are, miracle ecosystem. You see the home. Metaterra Holding bridges traditional finance with blockchain innovation. He's talking about the tokenization, those RWAs, but you wouldn't know that unless you dig in and we take time to share. And that's why I'm doing this video in this QA session right now. And I told you all that was the majority reason why I said the majority of this was going to be about answering the question, what is Metaterra? And so now when you go look at the ecosystem, based upon what you heard Mr. Hakan Turan what he said, strategic parent of the Miracle ecosystem. Remember, Metaterra Holdings unifies the whole Miracle ecosystem under one board and strategy, bringing together a comprehensive suite of blockchain solutions designed to turn Web3 into practical finance. In other words, we have our own chain. Y'all see it? He talked about it. That's the Web3. We have Miracle Pay, seamless crypto to fiat payment. So it's not necessarily you holding no own. I mean, not that. Not necessarily like you buying XRP or Bitcoin or Solana, then waiting till it go up. No, no. Whether it goes down or up, people are making transactions. We get to participate. You see the difference? Then when you talk about our Miracle wallets, you talk about the DEX. That's where we have our Mirex and our Phoenix. Yeah, all of this stuff 6 months ago was in working, and 6 months later it is here. We are utilizing. See, I gotta digress. I get excited, but you see the Miracle Launchpad. That's what he's talking about, y'all. Mentera, Phoenix, Mirex, you see it, AI, all of this is here. The Alpha Pass, listen, when people ask that, that was the most important question you could have asked. What is Metaterra? You see, now you can get a glimpse that and Mentera, now the real world asset tokenization platform, that's called Mentera. That is how we're doing this, right? And they had to build this stuff off. They had to build it out. That's why it takes 9 years. It's going on 10 years, you all. But we are ready. You heard what the president, what Mr. Hakan CEO said. We are finally ready. We're ready. So to answer that question, what is Metaterra? Now you understand that Metaterra is the strategic parent of the whole Miracle ecosystem. And of course, when you talk about all the products that we offer, all the nodes, how you can get involved in everything, so on and so forth, you can ask the person to get back with them who showed you, shared this with you, this update Q&A, and then you can and they'll definitely walk you through and show you everything that need to be done so you can get involved. Because now you all can see. What I did was I gave you a macro perspective. I zoomed out and showed you and took the long way exactly what Metaterra is. All right, so someone said your delivery is always on point. Thank you for that. Someone said Ghana is ready. Let me get back to the questions, you all. Let me scroll down a little bit because I know I saw some more. Can you break down? Where is it? Y'all starting to leave a lot of comments, man. I appreciate that, y'all. All right, let me see here. I was hoping that you would explain how one could earn such commission. Okay. So we all right, we're going to be doing a lot of work on commissions, and that question came from the Make a Grant in Commissions plan. And so I'm gonna go here quickly. I'm just going to give a quick snapshot. But if you get to any of our presentations, we're going to be doing them on Sunday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. And that's why I'm actually doing the doctor report, my reports now. I'm going to pre-record those. Well, I always pre-record them, but I'll drop those on those Mondays so you all can have them, or on a Sunday. Like today, I'm recording this on Sunday, which is the 9th, I believe. Today is the 9th, so I'll make sure you all have that. Okay, let me go down here. I'm trying to get to the Alpha Pass so I can explain this and break this thing down to you all, okay? So when you say, can you explain? I was hoping you would explain how one could earn such commission. Okay, I'm about to take you to there right now. All right, let me pull this up. Excuse me, guys, I should have cut that off. Somebody trying to contact me. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, cool. Okay, so when we talk about the commission, and I got a video clip I can show you, and I'm going to show you, but I want to share this with you first. First of all, the Alpha Pass and the Miracle CPU node on our website is connected to something called the not that one, not that one. It's connected to this one. Just the slide. It's connected to the Miracle Make a Grant and Commission Infinity Plan, a compensation structure designed that you will be able to make a grant and commission quickly. And you all know if you've been in the business, now this is for builders now, okay? Let me answer this question clearly. If you are an investor, passive, you just want to get it, sit it, kind of set it and monitor it. Don't set it and forget it. You set it and monitor it. Then you just get your passion and sit on that, and then or you can utilize some of the tools and the verticals that they're going to create for us. But if you're a builder, I'm talking about flat out, you've been in the industry, multi-level marketing, network marketing, I don't care what you want to call it, it's still a great industry, but you just have to do some work. Okay. If that's you, and you say, how do you make this? I was hoping you would explain how you could earn such commission. And the terminology is perfect. How do you earn such commission? $1,000, $1,000, easy. It's through this plan right here, okay? Now, basically, made simple. You take 5 people. The first 2 people you help secure their alpha pass or the let me see if I can pull that up for y'all. It's the alpha pass or the CPU node. That's right, the Miracle CPU nodes. We have a deal where you get 4 of those for $2,100. In the old website, they were $1,200 for one. So 2 of them would be $2,400. Well, you can get 4 for $2,100. And man, do you see what we just talked about with the Miracle Pay, with the chain and the rails of all the people swiping, tapping, and certain? You get residuals off the transaction fees when people pay in crypto. So anyway, the first 2 people you help secure the Alpha Pass or the Miracle CPU node at $2,100, you're going to get $200 for your first sale, $200 for your second sale. In other words, $200 from the first person that you bring in, $200 from the second person that you bring in. Because at that point, you're considered a trained individual. I mean, you're considered to be a trainee. That means, for example, whoever shared your video with you, when they bring you in and you sign in, you're going to be a trainee and they're going to train you on how to do it. So that means your first 2 people, you're going to get $200. Now, immediately after you help those first 2 people get their Alpha Pass, and or Alpha Pass, or Alpha Pass, Miracle Pay, the CPU know, however you do it. On that third person, you become trained. You now get $1,000. Wait a minute, Favors. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait. Yeah, yeah. So watch. If you had a serious why, and you say, you know what, I'm finna go full time with this, because I want to make 3 grand a week, then all you would have to do to secure that, watch. And in the simple way, is once you help those first 2 people and you get that 200, the simple way, I'm not going to even go into the overrides of the 800. I'm not going to go there. I'm going to keep it simple with y'all. Then all you got to do is help 3 people a week, get an Alpha Pass or secure those CPU nodes. And that's $1,000 a week. You can literally get a comma check a week if you just help 3 people. Now, if you do that for 90 days, I mean, you see what you can do. As a matter of fact, I'm not even going to do that. If you do that for 4 weeks, that's going to be $12,000 a month. Hypothetically, now, if you do the work and you produce it. Now, of course, there's some other things. We get direct commission. There's some other stuff going on. As a matter of fact, it's 5 different ways. But where I'm specifically talking about, how do you get to $1,000 so quick? Where we had some people doing it in a day. Get signed up, sell 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of those puppies. $7,000. I don't think y'all. Let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. This is serious. So when you talk about how do we get there, that's it. And of course, when you put those 5 in, and then the next 2 go on and do something, and then the next 3 go and do something, yes, that's override. But right now, the question that's on the table: how do I get the quickest and most direct way to get to $1,000? Easy. 5 people. 2, first 2, you're a trainee. Last 3, you're a trainer now. And them commissions roll on up, y'all. My goodness. My goodness. My goodness. That's what that is, okay? So now, once again, it's not a presentation. This is a Q&A session. Africa is ready to be tokenized. Let's get it. You better believe it. Come on here now. Youth Force Nation. I love it. I love it. Good day, bro. Can you explain how much Phoenix a person receives per day for earning one project X node? Okay, so they just came out with something. Let me go and find my notes real quick, because we just put it in the chat. And they changed some numbers from the initial piece. So if you have the initial white paper, some things did change. And let me go and see here. I'm looking in my notes real quick. Bear with me. Got the phone right here, y'all. Because they put up a report right here. And so, all right. So, new announced payout August to January because things are getting ready to change. And also, to answer that question, the Phoenix is going to change how much you're getting because the regular Project X node is different from Project X Reloaded. Okay. And that's just what that is. Let me see here. Because I may even have a slide in here about it. Nope, nope, I didn't go into the great detail about it. Okay. All right, so that's the Project X Reloaded. Okay, let me see here. So 80 Phoenix and I believe 25, 80 Phoenix, 0.25 Mirex. I think that's the new piece. And then August through January, it's going to be, wait a minute now. CPU, oh no, those CPU nodes, my bad. Okay, Project X. Okay, here we go. The first numbers were for the CPU, 80 Phoenix, 0.25 Mirex, and then we're gonna have the other world token. I mean, hold on, y'all. 80 Phoenix, 25 for the pay node. X node is 160 Phoenix plus 150. I mean, plus 50 Mirex, claimable daily. There it is. And then the upcoming energy token. Okay. So as of the recording today, the X nodes are going to have 160 Phoenix, and you're also going to get 0.50 in Mirex. Okay. And so, yep, zero point 0.5. And there it is right there. Yeah. That's it right there, y'all. Okay. And so that's going to be a nice piece for you. And it's going to build up. I'm not going to get into the dollar value because those can fluctuate. So for right now, you're just going to stack your tokens and stack those pieces because something major, amazing is getting ready to happen. All right, guys, there are a few more questions, but I don't want to go into great detail. I don't want to keep the video too long. We right at that 40-minute mark, and I was trying to keep this up under 20 minutes, if you could believe it or not. But once again, you all, if you have your questions, whatever I can do to answer those, I think I already answered that one. What is 3 plus 3x note? Yeah, I did that already. That's the package that you have. Question for the next video, if you were able to timeline. Nope, can't do any timelines. Yeah, I think I answered those last time. Okay, so once again, you all, I want to thank you all for being here. And of course, get back to the person who shared this video, this update with you. Now, if I'm the person who shared it, and this is for those people who are on my YouTube channel who are looking at it, you might be on the fence. Guys, when I tell you timing is everything, positioning is everything. And I'm going to share and probably end with this slide right here because this is one of my favorite slides, you all, but this is the truth. This is why timing matters. The infrastructure is finally ready. I took you through everything from what is Metaterra to answering a few of those other questions. And you have to understand that the secret, if you want to call it that, is to position yourself in front of the masses before the masses react. Okay. So basically, you find out where the world is going and then you get there first. And you all know as well as I know that we hear about AI, we hear in blockchain, we hear in tokenization, we hear in democratization, we hear in real world assets. This is really happening. So it just makes sense to get with a company that has this type of vision over 9.5 years ago. Where everybody was in crypto cowboy land, they was talking about regulations back then. So what did they do? They went and got with some top individuals from Wall Street, smart, developing partnership. You see some stuff you can't do alone, y'all. You go get with the right people who are efficient and effective to know what they're doing. Go get the guidelines and everything. So now you build it as you go correctly. If you do it right the first time, you won't have to go back and redo it. I'm so thankful that Metaterra and Bellator. Because see, y'all always hear us talking about Bellator, Bellator. That's the marketing arm. But see, that's for us as builders. But for the investors, you want to know about Bellator. You want to know about everything, including when we say Bellator and Metaterra. So this one will go up under as what is Metaterra, you all. Hopefully, I've answered some questions and gave some clarity on some of the things that you all are dealing with. I will come back once we get a little. I'm waiting to hear a little more information about the Guardian node, about how the Apple Pass is coming out and a few other things, and then I'll do that update for you all. But for right now, hey, go ahead and get that person's link. And if I'm the one who shared it with you, look down in the description below. Get yourself positioned in the BV2 and get yourself that Alpha Pass and of course those Miracle Pay nodes. And if you want some support, you email me. I'll put you in a private WhatsApp group, and we'll help walk you hand in hand. Okay. That being said, you all have a great rest of the time, and we'll see you next time.